Hey everybody, thanks for coming back. If you've watched before, if you haven't watched before, stick around. Maybe you'll be entertained or just perplexed. one or the other. Maybe maybe you'll get something out of it. We have a new property that we're building a house on, and there's the driveway's rather long, about 350, close to 400 feet long, and it's just a gravel based driveway right now. There's no finished gravel on it. It's really just made for a construction entrance. So I'm going to be using my Kioti CK2610 to dig a culvert out there. So I don't really know what I'm doing here, but I'm going to try to put a culvert pipe underneath the driveway. I may or may not have enough culvert pipe. It's 20 feet. It's going to be pushing it to even make it across the driveway. I thought the driveway was much narrower than that, but I'm gonna see what I can do. I've been digging a little bit already. I didn't film everything from the very beginning, mainly because I didn't know what I was doing, and I wanted to try to get things sorted out. But once I got a little more comfortable, then I thought I'd go ahead and get the camera out. But so I'm gonna try to clean this out just a little bit more and make sure the slope is okay. It's kind of a natural grade anyway, so as long as I, don't get too deep on the upper end, I think the slope will be fine. So I'm gonna clean out a little bit more, and then I'll go get the pipe, which is right up here. I'll get the pipe and lay it in there and just see what we got. And as you'll see, I felt like I made a lot of mistakes in digging the culvert. One being is, after I've gone back and watched the video and edited it to try to create this video for you guys, I noticed that I had my bucket rolled forward, seems like way too far, to the point where I could have damaged the hydraulic cylinders on there. I had it rolled down too far, and I was trying to go too steep too quickly in order to get the ditch dug. The culvert pipe I'm using is a 12-inch 20 foot long, 12-inch diameter dual wall pipe that I bought from Lowe's, and it was like $309 for 20-foot section for a double wall pipe. So and it's the only one they had, so I was lucky enough to get that. Well, it looks like it's plenty long enough. I'm gonna have to hand dig this out just because it's so muddy. I just don't want to get in and get marred up, and there's a power line that runs right through here, probably 6 feet over. It's marked with flags, but so it's about 6 feet out of the way. I think, I can't tell, I might not be deep enough. I don't know. This might need to be cleaned out some more. I should have brought my little laser level, but I didn't bring it. It could stand to go a little bit deeper, I think. So I'd like to have a little bit of gravel and dirt on top of it. So I think I'm gonna pull it out and go just a few inches deeper. See if that works out. It would be nice if it weren't so muddy, but do it anyway. Not the straightest ditch in the world. Maybe the pipe's crooked. Probably need to dig this side out a little bit more, just so it slides in there better. Oh yeah, good that way. Oop. So I really need to just dig this wall out right here. I think the depth will be okay. Now if I can get this dug out a little bit better, then it'll sit down in there a little easier. I might just slide it instead of pulling it out with the tractor. Be a little low on this right side. Yeah, it's level. Need to bring this side up some. slope is good. But I'm going to have to fill in this area right here. Stick around and I'll tell you about what happens, or what happened to me while I was digging the culvert. I'll tell you about that after. I'll explain to you what happened with the big scare that I had on my tractor. By this point, I'd taken the bush hog off. I put the box blade on. The culvert, you know, I got it installed just fine. But after, you know, packing dirt and stuff around it, there was no gravel left on the, you know, in that area that I was digging. So I was taking the box blade and scraping gravel up from the rest of the road to try to get enough to spread back over the area where I was digging, over the culvert. And so as I was digging, you know, I was into it for a while. I was almost finishing up. And as I was digging, my tractor, it was bogging down a little bit. And so I thought, well, is it just me, or maybe it's just me? So I just let it go. And about another minute or so later, right when I got over the top of the culvert, my box blade was full of rock. My loader was almost on the ground, and tractor just shut off. It just died. And I'm like, what in the world happened? I was nervous. I didn't know what I did, but it just shut down, just like shut down. I didn't know what in the world happened. And so I got off of it. Well, I tried to crank it again, wouldn't even click, wouldn't make a noise. So I got off, walked around, I looked at the back, and I had some hydraulic fluid coming out of my, where the top link is connected to the hydraulic hose. There was just a little bit dripping out of there, and you could tell it had been doing it for a little bit because the back of the tractor was wet. And so I thought, maybe the connections were loose, but I couldn't imagine why that would make the tractor shut down. Got back on the tractor, tried to crank it, it would not crank. And I started looking around at my levers and controls and stuff. And now my tractor has two sets of rear remotes on the back. It's the rear remotes. But and there's two levers right down, you know, on my right side. One of them is a spring lever, and the other one is a detent, and that's the one for the continuous hydraulic flow for the backhoe. So I looked down, and the one that is intended for the backhoe and the continuous flow was engaged, and I must have inadvertently hit that when I was raising or lowering the box blade, you know. So and when I did, obviously it stays there. It doesn't bounce back to neutral like it does on the spring-loaded one, or the spring one. And so I put that back to neutral, tried to crank it up, and it fired right back up. And so I guess because there was nothing hooked to the rear remotes, they were both closed off. I guess it just built up enough pressure. You know, I really don't know what happened. I'm thinking maybe it was some sort of safety maybe it was some sort of safety thing that the tractor shut off to keep from damaging anything any further, or if the pressure just built up and the tractor just wouldn't run because of that. One or the other. But when I put it back into neutral, it fired right back up. So that was a big scare, because I was already running through my mind, what am I going to do, because I'm stuck in the middle of the road. The box blade is full of rock. Loader's pretty much on the, well, by this point the loader was on the ground, so I couldn't crank it to lift the box blade up or the loader up. I was already thinking, how am I going to get this tractor out of the road, because people are going to be coming to work the next day. Subs and stuff are going to be coming to work the next day. They're not going to be able to get in. So I thought, I'm going to have to call a wrecker to get this tractor out of the driveway. And I mean, I was really stressing. But thankfully, I figured out that, you know, the detent lever was engaged, disengaged it, put it back in neutral, and thankfully it fired right back up. And I kind of babied it a little bit after that, just to make sure. I wasn't sure if I should run it anymore or what, but you know, I did. I kept running it. Used the box blade, used the loader. I just went on about my business, finished out the culvert, got the rock spread out all nice and neat over the driveway, and everything seems to be fine. So you know, I wonder if that's happened to anybody else. I mean, that's got to be pretty common. I mean, I guess it would be a pretty common thing. I mean, since the levers are right next to each other, you can hit one and forget about it, because the other one bounces back. So I guess I hit the other one just thinking that I was hitting the spring detent, or the spring lever, excuse me, and just thought it went back to neutral, and when it didn't, I didn't notice it. But I bet you that never happens again, because that made me pretty nervous. So I'm going to be pretty self-conscious about doing that in the future. I might even, you know, tag a little flag or something around the spring lever one, so I know that that's the one I need to grab a hold of when I'm using the box blade. Maybe I can prevent that in the future. But as soon as that happened, it made me wonder. I wonder if that's happened to anybody else. So if it's happened to you, let me know. And excuse me, I'm backing in my driveway. But so yeah, if that's happened to you, you know, let me know. I'd be interested to hear, you know, one of your stories about you know, something like that, because you know, this whole tractor thing, it's new to me. So when things don't go right, or you know, if something's a little off, it makes me extremely nervous, because you know, I've got a lot of money invested in this thing, and you know, last thing I need is problems in a brand new tractor. It's a 2021, so last thing I need is problems. But anyway, so that's my little funny scare, I guess. Thankfully, it was just a scare and nothing wrong. But enough rambling. So if you enjoyed the video, if you enjoyed the culvert or whatever, maybe like, subscribe if you want. Keep watching, do whatever. Make a comment. Let me know. Let me know if that's ever happened to any of you guys. Anyway, all right. Thanks, and I'll see you next time. Take care.